of these teams where they can have one good day and they have a bad day afterwards. So we keep everything competitive, we keep everything tight, and I also would love to see each team, at least get a single booyah, by the end of the league. That has always been my wish. It feels like a royal flush, a poker royal flush, if I might call it. But here you go. We're in Bermuda for the 4th round of the day. So we'll see what these teams have in store for us.
At this moment of time, of course, we do have the flight path that's going to be at the northern side and cutting down to the southern side. Things are starting to look pretty darn normal as it is for now. But one thing that I did not expect is going to be looking at secret movement dropping into Shipyard, in some sense together with another team. And, well, I don't think that secret movement is going to go for an all-out fight against them, but Freedom Rumble is probably going to play a little bit aggressive. On the other side of the map, though, we're looking at Pochinok. Of course, we got Do Easy that decided to open fire right onto Wheels. They did manage to get a single kill out of them, while the rest of Wheels just make a run for it as soon as they can and wants to ensure that they do not lose any more men. But unfortunately, Lee, you're running out in the open, trying to get a bump up from building to building. That is definitely not the case, especially if your opponent is holding on to a VSS. 2 members down, 2 members knocked out, 1 member destroyed, or rather deleted, and thus, with only a last member from the side of Views, I don't have really, I don't have a high hopes for Views right now, because they are getting flushed out so badly. It's kind of sad to see, especially since we're looking at a game that is less than 30 seconds in.
Yeah, I mean, what to do, sometimes you just have these unfortunate openings, and whatever befell, happened to View. So yeah, they just have to kind of be on damage control mode. But pretty interesting is to see how VPH Velocity, they just decide to take the corner, the edge of the map. They actually went all the way towards the southwestern side. So when you anchor yourself in this kind of areas, you have to be prepared to move when the safe zone forms, because it is very unlikely for the initial safe zone to even include places like Sentosa or Rimnam Village, and it seems like VPH Velocity understands that, so they are moving away after looting. But Baby Argon, a team that had a fantastic run yesterday, but off to a pretty slow start. I want to see if they can kind of bounce back after a poor round 3.
First Kill MY is probably gonna be on a high road to victory now. I do have a lot of hopes pinned onto them. They have been consistent in their own regards. The previous game was pretty darn nutty, and we can pretty much say that they are well prepared and, of course, pretty warmed up. So they themselves just hiding within of Mars Electric with the entire region all for themselves. They do have a lot of choices and, of course, a lot of opportunities that they can open themselves to. They can bump up and go around the circumference of the island, go on to the northern side, cut straight to the north, or even wrap around the clockwise or the anti-clockwise direction. There is so many plays and so many things that they can do, which isn't even wrong. They can, however, just stay inside of Mars Electric, because everything that's outside of Mars Electric is open fields. Whoever tries to go to Mars Electric can be gunned down by them, and thus shows that camping may actually reap some rewards too.
Yeah, I think it also kind of provides this safety net for teams to not just get their resources, but also be assured that they won't be challenged in the early stages, right? Like if you look at this circle right now, if you are on the western side, if you are Legends Rumble, if you are BPH who started off in Rimnam Village, you all have to just move into the center. We do have Pochinok still kind of included in the safe zone, but it's highly unlikely that the next circle will have Pochinok in it. So if you are Auto Knockout and Baby Argon, you are in the prime spot at peak. But the problem is, when you want to be the center point of a map, you have to make sure that there's no other teams nearby. And in this case, it's between Auto Knockout or Baby Argon.
Auto knockout, they're just going to be somewhere around the ridge. And of course, the one thing that's going to be on top of them is going to be baby Argons. But they should also understand that at this point of time, they are in the center of the map. And there is a huge circle right on top of them in the middle. This is going to ring really loudly to whichever teams that is around the area. In this case, it is going to be Freedom Rumbles and Bimasata Strip. And you can see the way their movement is, they're going in closer and closer to peak. If Baby Argon as well as Auto Knockout were to start a fight there, we are going to be looking at Freedom Rumble to run right in and give them a good third-party action. And that is going to become really, really ugly. And in the meantime, we are also looking at Supreme Assault Forces running across vertically onto the bridge you can see in the northern side of Peak. So we are looking at a really congested area right smack in the center of the map. Not just that, Geek Fam is also heading towards Peak. If nothing is done, we may be looking at a really close game, or rather a really fast game, because of the sheer amount of vouchering action.
Yeah, and I think all these teams have a similar idea, and we're about to see a bloody war zone as SAF, they run straight into Freedom Rumble, and McGrory is going to take the brunt of it. Freedom Rumble have them all surrounded, and now everyone's going to bounce out from the cover. SAF completely caught out in the open. The grenades are flying through. Let's Go still able to stay outside the fence, so he can provide a bit of reinforcement for his buddy, but the rest of Supreme Assault Forces are trapped behind this glue wall. They will have to fight this out. Freedom Rumble, 2 down! One team with a huge grenade to turn the tides around, and now the rest of SAF, they're going to go in for the cleanup. Freedom Rumble, can they keep themselves alive? And Sanity also fight back. Freedom Rumble not able to survive. SAF with a huge class and one team, the Playmaker, wipes out Freedom Rumble, and SAF, they will survive for another day, but they are now in the crosshair of Auto Knockout. As Auto Knockout comes forward, Zen with his own grenade equipped beside this building where SAF occupied. We'll see if SAF can kind of survive the wall. Does get taken down by the grenade as Zen takes out the wall. And with a bang, and Zen just keeping SAF pinned down, which means Auto Knockout now. They're going to give SAF a taste of Freedom Rumble's medicine, where they are the ones who come in for the flank. Insanity completely isolated. He knows that he has to take this fight. Pops the inhaler. The rest of SAF rushes in to try and find Zen, but Zen is just ducking and dodging around. He's buying so much time, and then the rest of Auto Knockout, they show up. Zen finally finishes off Insanity. The rest of AKO, they're gonna swamp SAF as one team also eliminated SAF. Now they get knocked out, and Auto Knockout, they will be the one to be the sole survivor of that fight.
And interestingly, we are also looking at Auto Knockout coming in close to Geek Fam. This is exactly what I'm talking about of a fast game where all of them just comes together and coagulate everything. Just coming in together, the mass convergence because of the shot, the sound of the gunfire ringing through the skies. And this is where Geek Fam, they wanted some action, but it does seem like Xzac, he's trying to run away from Baby Argon's Cobra. But he's now completely out in the open. Auto Knockout from the other side of the ridge is definitely going to have their eyes on the Baby Argons. And everywhere they go, everywhere they look, is going to have some opponents one way or another. So Baby Argons understands the current situation that they are at, and of course the current position where they are. They are going to be in a deep, deep trouble if they continue upwards north. So they have went back into the main parts of Geek, destroyed and deleted 2 of the members coming from Geek, and this is where they are just gonna be holding up in Peak.
And this is just exactly what we expect to happen, right? This a congestion of squads within such a small area. It is bound to be chaotic. Baby Argon, they eliminate Geek Fam, so this is going to make things easy for Baby Argon, but STB Son of Gun now getting gunned down by Do Easy, a team that has been putting on consistent front-runner performance so far. Manu 4 also takes down Naz, and I think the remaining survivor of STB Son of Gun is going to be Ziha. He will try to get as far away from Do Easy as he can, but I don't know why he turns right back, tries to take on 4. He does down Bayet, but he's not able to confirm the kill. And Do Easy, they want to end this show right here, right now. Ziha forced to fight against 4 members of Do Easy, and it's not gonna happen. Soda Great takes him out, and that is all she wrote for STP, Son of a Gun.
And of course, it kind of seems as though that the amount of power that that they went in for is kind of huge, to the point that it kind of seems like a double-decker bus just riding right in front of a person and just making him explode into pieces. That is kind of like the analogy you can expect. All of them rushing onto a single person. There is nothing that he can do. Every single corner that he is at, there is an opponent, and all of them with the barrel facing against him. There was really nothing else that Son of Gun could have done at that moment of time. But speaking of guns and barrels, we've got Cobra that is going to be using his Dragunov, and of course, he got his eyes onto the enemies, and that is going to be auto knockout. He is the sole sniper for his team at this moment of time, or rather the support sniper right now. So he's definitely going to be able to give up some information to his team. I don't think that they're going to make any movements from here onwards, because it is very likely the best place that it can be for now. So the more sound that they make, it is going to put them in a more vulnerable position. So just stay still, hang tight, only open fire once people go out in the open trying to run away from the circle. No point shooting them while they still have cover.
Yeah. VBH Velocity, they are the team that started off at the very corners of the map at Rimnam Village. They took like a long detour to make it into the safe zone. So it is pretty understandable why they were not involved in majority of the action that we had so far throughout the game. Auto Knockout were able to flush out Geek Fam, so they do gain themselves a decent place to a decent compound to work with. Actually, Auto Knockout they didn't knock out Geek Fam. It was Baby Argon who knocked out Geek Fam. But yeah, Auto Knockout still on this low ground. They have all these teams have the circle in their favor, but you still have to pay attention to the location where AKO, VPH, and maybe Argon are right now, because that is currently the central point for this current safe zone. Whereas for Do Easy and FastQ MY, they're definitely going to clash into each other pretty soon. And in fact, if you look at the map right now, FastQ MY, they're rushing into the compound of Do Easy because they want this takeover. So this is going to be a pretty intense one. If you look at the kill feed right now, Do Easy starting off by taking out one member from the side of FastQ MY, but they also make sure that their members are spread out so that they can take fights from multiple angles. Do Easy so far have 8 kills in the bag, and they want to make it more. They want to make it double digit. Man 04 does go down, but Solar Grace was able to get the refrag, and Solar Grace actually also finds Baby Argon as well. So Do Easy taking on 2 fights at the same time, but they might be punished though, as FastQMY eliminates 2 members. Man04 and Jembao have been taken out as Bayer and Solar Grace. They now make the call to fall back. They know that they cannot take this fight anymore. FastQMY, they might be chasing for the stragglers though, and it seems like it's going to be the case. Noob is there, so he just needs to get vision of where Do Easy is, because Do Easy now caught in the open and running into the hands of Baby Argon and Secret Movement. They have very, very less to work with.
It does make sense for Do Easy to get themselves away from that that vulnerable situation. They are Bayets do have the grenade launcher, and the grenade launcher is going to come into great use once the circle starts to become more constricted, where everyone else is just pretty much stuck in a single area. And that is where the grenade launcher comes into great use and just completely destroys and of course blast everyone into smithereens. And I believe that that is very likely what Do Easy have got themselves in mind. The choke zone is gonna be rather distributed actually. We do have a decent amount of teams and members at the eastern side as compared to the western side. So I'm pretty much expecting that most of the massive team fight is going to happen exactly at where Baby Argon's house is housing at right now, because that is the closest to the center of the circle, and that is also going to be the safest place to go for when the next circle pops out. But it will only take us a few seconds before we find out where is going to be the new circle, and then make more theory to understand how the next game is going to be like.
And we just saw Secret Movement, they take out Do Easy, so the front runners have been eliminated. So far, only 1 member left alive, and with 0 kills. We saw them have a rough opening, so you can't really fault them. VPH Velocity, now they want a piece of the action, and they do have Legend Rumble in their crosshair in their sights is taken, was able to avoid death. Exact also caught out in that lone shack where he eventually will have to move out from because the circle does not include that particular building within it. So Legend Rumble will be the one to make the first move as they as they rotate towards the center, or at least a bit more towards the center, where Fastkill MY, they are quickly converging as well. But with Legend Rumble having control of that, they might be able to catch Nuke off guard as Nuke is just running in with zero information of where Legend Rumble are. He might be surprised, and Legend Rumble opening fire. It's going to be the time turner drop down by Nuke, at least for now, as Fastkill MY, they're going to go in for the engage, but it seems like it's going to be a pretty close trade between Legend Rumble and Fastkill MY. Stain piles up with the shotgun, was not able to gun anyone down, but Nuke with the Vector was able to down 2 from the side of from the side of Legend Rumble. And Fastkill MY with 2 remaining members to work with. This is going to be a tight and close match. We'll see if Legend Rumble can make the most out of this. They are completely outnumbered at this point. Legend Rumble was separated between a building and a glue wall. Is going to be able to stay alive for a bit longer, and it seems like Fastkill and Y, they're abandoning ship at least for now, as Cyber with the blue zone closing in, he has to take this fight head on, and that's exactly what he does. Nuke goes down, Secret Movement pops down from nowhere as they get the shut down, and there we go. Fastkill and Y not able to survive that. It will be in the hands of Taken as the lone survivor from Legend Rumble to end it all.
I'm pretty sure that Taken will be able to do something miraculous here, or perhaps not. Being eliminated at an unfortunate number, which is 4th, he's almost got himself onto podium finish. But let us move on and take a look at the current situation here. We do have Geek Fam with a single sole survivor, and for the other side, we do have Baby Argons, 3 members remaining versus 1 full squad. And well, we have seen before the impossible being made possible. So I do have my sights on seeing Geek Fam being able to win. But Secret Movement, most of them already have their eyes on the members of Geek Fam, and at this moment of time as well, it does seem like Baby Argon decided to open fire right onto the members of Secret Movement at the perfect opportunity, and of course at the perfect time. This is going to allow Geek Fam to go behind of Secret Movement, and thus being a little bit more on a covert operation. He's just going to wait for the perfect opportunity and time to just jump right in and kill everyone else. Secret Movement with 2 members down, but unfortunately for the side of Baby Argons as well, they did suffer a little bit of casualty on their sides. Exact coming in from Geek Fam, it takes 1 down, which is victory, as the last member remaining from Geek Fam getting with himself a single kill definitely is a good thing. While in the meantime, Geek Fam tries to enter into the building, but wasn't able to do so, as it is immediately deleted by one of the members here coming in from Secret Movement. And all in all, Secret Movement, they managed to put down quite a maze for Baby Argon. They also made sure that Geek Fam is